Worst run franchises. Vancouver Canucks. The Vancouver Canucks have had great regular season success and even made it to the Stanley Cup Finals 3 times. However, they have never won a Stanley Cup Finals in their franchise history. The Vancouver Canucks failed to make the playoffs in the first 4 seasons. After making it to the Stanley Cup Final in 1975 and a playoff appearance in 1976, the Vancouver Canucks failed to make the playoffs in the next 2 seasons. Fast forward to 1982. In 1982, the Canucks, led by Stan Smyl, made the Stanley Cup Finals with an incredible 11-2 record. Unfortunately for the Canucks, they lost to the New York Islanders, who are in the midst of their dynasty. Fast forward to 1986. One of the worst trades the Canucks made was trading away Cam Neely in a first-round pick in 1987, which turned into Glenn Wesley, to the Boston Bruins for Barry Peterson. In 1987, the Canucks named Pat Quinn their new GM. Patrick Sundstrom was traded to the New Jersey Devils for Greg Adams and goaltender Kirk McLean. With the second overall pick in the 1988 draft, the Canucks selected Trevor Linden. In 1989, the Canucks made a risky and controversial pick by choosing Pavel Bure 113th overall. Most teams at that time believed that Bure would not be eligible to be selected that year. In 1993, Pavel Bure emerged as the team's first superstar as he put up his first of his back-to-back 60-goal seasons, which is still a club record. Entering the playoffs as a 7th seed, the Vancouver Canucks made the Stanley Cup Finals in 1994, but lost to the New York Rangers. Fast forward to 1996. Marcus Naslund was acquired from the Pittsburgh Penguins in one of the most lopsided trades of all time. Before the 97-98 season, Trevor Linden relinquished the captaincy so they could give it to Mark Messier, who had a bad stint in Vancouver. Pat Quinn was fired 16 games into the 97-98 season and was replaced by Mike Keenan, who was also named the head coach as well. Keenan overhauled the roster and made 10 trades within 2 months, trading away fan favorite Trevor Linden to the New York Islanders for Todd Bertuzzi and Brian McCabe. After finishing last in the Western Conference, Brian Burke was named the new GM of the Canucks. Suffering their worst season since 1977-78, Canucks fired Mike Keenan and replaced him with Mark Crawford. Unhappy in Vancouver, Pavel Bure was dealt to the Florida Panthers in a package that included Ed Jovanovski and 2 draft picks going back to Vancouver. In the 1999 draft, Brian Burke made several transactions that ensured the Canucks could select both Sedin twins. In the early 2000s, the Canucks were led by captain Marcus Naslund as well as Todd Bertuzzi. Both were top players in the league at the time. After being eliminated in the first round of the 2004 playoffs, Dave Nonis was named the new GM of the Canucks. Before the 2006-2007 season, the Vancouver Canucks made a few franchise-altering changes. Todd Bertuzzi was traded to the Florida Panthers for goaltender Roberto Luongo as part of a 6-player trade. Mark Crawford was fired and replaced by Alain Vigneault as the new head coach. These changes would help the Canucks win their 2nd Northwest Division title in 3 seasons. Despite regular season success, from 2006 to 2010, the Canucks would end up losing early in the playoffs. In 2008, Dave Nonis was fired and replaced by Mike Gillis. In the 2010-2011 season, the Canucks made it to the Stanley Cup Finals but lost to the Boston Bruins in 7 games. Roberto Luongo was re-signed to a 12-year deal worth $5.3 million per season. This contract severely handcuffed the franchise as this was nearly impossible to move. Despite winning their 5th straight Northwest Division title in 2013, Alain Vigneault was fired and replaced by John Tortorella. Corey Schneider was traded at the 2013 draft to the New Jersey Devils for a first-round pick in 2013, which turned into Bo Horvat. During the 2014 season, Roberto Luongo was basically gifted back to the Florida Panthers. In the 2014 offseason, the Canucks hired Jim Benning as their new GM and Willie Desjardins as their new head coach. Also in the 2014 offseason, Ryan Kessler was traded to Anaheim Ducks and Jason Garrison was traded to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Fast forward to 2016. For the past 2 seasons, the Vancouver Canucks were terrible and were one of the worst teams in the NHL. The Vancouver Canucks most likely won't be a playoff team in the near future, so it doesn't look like they will be winning a cup anytime soon. This is why the Vancouver Canucks are one of the worst run franchises of all time. Next on Best Run Franchises, I will be talking about the New Jersey Devils.